Welcome back to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I'm your host, Bro Power of the Geek. So today, guys, I want to talk to you guys about the fights last night or yesterday afternoon. Just gonna smoke a cigarette, talk to you guys. Got a few things to say. I'll try to make it quick, quick picks. So I try to make it quick, but frustrating, bro. So have my morning coffee with me and let's talk about it. I'm gonna make you wait to the end of the video. Let's talk about this right off bat. Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane. If you watched my prediction video for this fight, and I'm outside on my front porch right now, so you may hear some cars drive by or whatever. Bear with me. So you may have if you saw my prediction video, I predicted that Cyril Gane was gonna beat Tom. I told you in the video I'm betting on Cyril Gane all week. I did. I bet on Cyril Gane on Wednesday. I went back on the FanDuel on Thursday. I bet on Cyril Gane again. And then Saturday when the fight started, I put Cyril Gane in almost every parlay. It was good plus money, bro. It was too good to miss out on, is what I'm saying. So at the end of the night, I had multiple parlays that had hit or were about to hit when Cyril Gane won. And then I had the best on Cyril Gane. So the way the fight ended was very frustrating for me. If you notice, I put up a post while they were still in the octagon doing the post-fight interview and stuff, I put the post up early because I was pissed because I just feel like I just got cheated out of a lot of money, So I do think that Tom quit. I hate to say that Tom quit because Tom is a really good fighter, but I do think Tom quit. The fight went how I told you it was going to go. Tom hasn't fought anybody that can move how he moves. That's the reality of the situation. He hasn't. Tom has fought a bunch of fat boys, and he reminds me of, not that their fighting style is the same, but the marketing for them was kind of the same. He reminds me of when the Dawkins brother, I want to say either Chris or Kyle, I want to say Chris Dawkins. When Chris Dawkins was a heavyweight, and he was just on a tear. I think it was like a 3-4 fight win streak. He had finished all of his opponents, and there was like, this never been done in the heavyweight division. Although it has been done in the heavyweight division, they're just acting like he's the next big coming because he's lighter than the heavyweights and he's more athletic. And then he fought some top-ranked heavyweights and got beat up. You know what I'm saying? I was going to say beat the fuck up, but he got beat up, And then he moves down, gets beat up again. Now he's no longer in the UFC. So I equate that to Tom. Now, Tom is much better than the Dawkins brother, 100%. But he had been fighting a bunch of fat boys who don't move their feet, who stand in the pocket, take punches, who don't have any head movement, they have no striking defense. Their path to victory is just swinging big looping strikes. And for somebody who's as quick and as athletic as Tom, these are easy fights for him. It's like he was steamrolling these guys. We hadn't seen Tom in a fight where he was really having to fight yet, in the UFC at least. So my personal opinion, I thought Cyril Gane was going to be faster. He was. More technical. He was. And he was going to win the fight. And he was winning the fight. I had a friend of mine said that, all Cyril Gane was doing was just throwing the jab. The jab out wasn't a master class. I said, damn, man. Some people don't understand fighting. Cyril Gane was side kicking his leg every time Tom tried to advance, throwing off his timing. Leg kicks were thrown off his timing. Cyril Gane was circling away from the power. He was bouncing in and out, getting in with his jab, getting back out, missing, avoiding the counter strikes. It was a masterclass. He was busting Tom up. We've never seen Tom get hit that much in a fight. We've never seen Tom get busted up that much in a fight. And then to have to go to the second round, busted up, tired. Tom was going to lose that fight. Cyril Gane didn't have a mark on him. Tom didn't land anything clean. Even when Tom tried to do his little blitz that he does, Cyril Gane backed up, circled out, and kept fighting. And Tom didn't land anything clean. It was going to be a masterclass, 110%. Now Tom had the chance to reset and try again, and maybe on the rematch he changes his game plan up. But there's a lot of pressure on him in this fight. It's going to be even more pressure in the next fight. So I just don't see Tom winning the next fight. But unfortunately, Cyril Gane won't be a big underdog in the next fight. And that's what makes me upset because we got good value on Cyril Gane that we're never going to get again. We're never getting that value back. He's going to be the favorite the next fight. Tom is going to lose the next fight. So it is what it is. Do I think Tom quit? I don't want to say Tom quit. He's a heavyweight fighter. They're fighting for the baddest man on the planet. I hate to say Tom quit, but there's just too many things you can point out to say that Tom quit. Uh, Let me give you some of my examples. Now, I've watched the playback of the fight 100 times. That's not an exaggeration. I've been on this shit all night long. Like, it's very frustrating. So, when you're watching the playback of the fight and you see the eye poke, initially you don't really see the eye poke until they slow it down, right? Tom immediately grabs his right eye, backs up, grabs his right eye, right? Now, this is my issue with that. When you watch the replay, because Tom was screaming, he was knuckle deep in my eye. He was knuckle deep in my eye. Tom, he was knuckle deep in your left eye. We saw it on the replay. And for those who want to say, oh, you got to see the right angle. From the angle of this side, it may look like he was poking this eye, but from the angle of this side, the side that the eye is on, it does not look like that. My evidence for that, outside of the video footage we all saw with our own eyes, my evidence of that is Lorisenko says it as they're watching the replay of the eye poke. Lorisenko says sometimes the scraping ones are worse than the pokes, because it looked like on the replay that this eye didn't get poked, it got scraped. Like he was going down like this at it, you know. It didn't seem like it got poked by the replay. And the fact that on the replay, you've never seen a replay of an eye poke where they had to zoom in as much as they zoomed in on that to show us the eye poke. You've never seen that before. Ask yourself, you know, why? So it looked like he got scraped on this eye, and his eye was closed, like Terrence McKinney said. His eye was closed and got scraped down. It didn't look as bad as Tom made it. The reason I think Tom quit is because not only was he getting busted up and wasn't having any success in the fight, he said the magic words before the timer even started. Just give him his 5 minutes. The magic words is, I can't see. Remember Kevin Holland last week? Kevin Holland would not say he couldn't continue because he wanted to fight, and he didn't want to be that fighter out there saying, I can't continue, I can't keep going. He wanted to fight. He took a bad shot to the nuts, and he wanted to fight. He didn't want to say, I can't continue. First thing Tom says is, I can't see, so everybody can hear him. It's the first thing he says. This is not what you say if you want to continue fighting. You don't just start screaming you can't see. Not at the initial, like, first 15 seconds of your 5-minute timer. You take the 5 minutes, the full 5 minutes, and you tried, you're wiping your eye. He wasn't wiping his eye. He was just holding it on his eye, saying he couldn't see over and over. He said it so many times. At a minute, I think it was like a minute 24, the doctor comes in. He's telling the doctor, I can't see, I can't see. And it's just like, bro, basically you don't want to fight anymore. And he immediately said that. He never tried to recover from the eye poke. He never made an attempt to recover. And the problem was when he started screaming that Cyril Gane was knuckle deep in his eye, Cyril Gane was knuckle deep in his eye, in his left eye. And he wasn't holding his left eye. His left eye was wide open. And he was holding the eye that got... Now, I'm not saying the eye poke didn't hurt. I don't know. I've been poked in my eye before, just in like sparring around at the gym, just playing around with the kids. I've been poked in my eye before. I get it. That shit hurts. But it wasn't an eye poke like, think back to Bilal Muhammad, because he spoke on this too, because he had a bad eye poke against Leon Edwards. Bilal Muhammad eye poke was visible that he couldn't open his eye. He was trying to get his eye open the whole time. He was making an attempt to keep the fight going, and he just couldn't. That's something that I can be okay with. The thing is, it seems as if there's a thing in the UFC, if you're losing a fight and a bad foul happens, you just stop fighting altogether. We have Aljamain Sterling had a bad foul in a fight that he was, you know, the tide was changing for him. And we have a bunch of other fighters like that as well I can go through, but I won't. What I'm trying to say is, I just feel like Tom could have tried harder to get back into the fight. He immediately started saying he couldn't fight right when the eye poke happened. He immediately started saying he couldn't fight. So I don't know if he quit. You know, I don't know the man personally, so I can't say he quit with 100% certainty. But I will say it seemed like he didn't want to fight anymore because the fight wasn't going his way. It seemed as if as soon as the eye poke happened, he immediately checked out and said, nope, I'm done. My eye got poked. I can't see. Don't want to fight. And he said that 15 seconds into his 5 minutes. He never tried to recover from in the 5 minutes. The whole time he just spent telling everybody he can't see. He never tried to recover. So that's my my issue with that or whatever. But like I say, we'll have another chance. I think they say they're fighting in January, so He has time to reset and try again. Now, hold on to my dog in the house. Get in the house, bud. Now, moving on to the next fight I want to talk about is I want to talk about the co-main with the girls. Now, in this fight, I picked Virna. I didn't even consider the first fight as uh, when I was making my decision on who's going to win. It was so long ago. Both girls has vastly improved since that first fight, so I didn't think it made a difference, and I was wrong on that because Mackenzie Dern is so aggressive on the feet. And she has a chin too, so it makes it even better. She throws hard, she has a chin. She shows some good cardio in that fight, and she fought very, very well off her back. Did not see that happening. Did not see that. I thought Verna was going to be able to get the takedowns, which she was, because, you know, Mackenzie Dern accepts the takedowns sometimes. So I thought she was going to, or all the time, really. So I thought she was going to get the takedowns in this controlled top position, land some good ground and pound. Not what happened, bro. Mackenzie Dern landed all the good ground and pound from her back. And Mackenzie Dern kicked her ass, man. It was a good fight, but Mackenzie Dern kicked her ass, earned that belt. I'm happy for Mackenzie Dern. I thought Verna was going to win, but I like Mackenzie Dern better anyway, so I'm happy that she did win, and hopefully she can hold the belt for a long time. We'll see what happens. But another thing I want to talk about is the Volkov and Jelton Almeida fight. Now, I told you in this fight, Volkov was going to win. Everybody told me I was crazy. The same they told me I was crazy when I told them Cyril Gane is going to piece up Tom Aspinall, which he did. So I thought people Volkov was going to win. They said, Volkov's takedown defense is terrible. He's going to get taken down a lot, get controlled. It's going to be an easy fight for Jelton Almeida. And Jelton Almeida took him down every single round. That's all he did. I want to say he didn't throw more than 5 strikes the entire fight, bro. Didn't throw more than he may have. I haven't looked at the official stats yet. He may have thrown more than 5. But it seemed as if he didn't throw any strikes. He just shot for takedowns. They stood him back up. He immediately shot again, which is frustrating because Alexander Volkov, you have to know now by the 3rd round, he's not going to stand up with you. Why do you keep just walking forward into the takedown? He reminded me of Dricus du Plessis when he was fighting Chimaev. Just walking into the takedown, bro. What are you doing? He's not going to stand and fight with you, you know? So it was frustrating. But I like that the refs gave Volkov the nod. I love it because we need to stop letting these wrestlers come in here, these grapplers come into fights and actively not fight. And then we're allowing them to win fights by actively not fighting, just grabbing a hold of their opponent, either pushing them against the cage, getting them on the ground, and just holding on for dear life. And they hold on, and it's a record control time holding on. That is not fighting. That is not a fight. So I'm so happy, and I hope that this becomes the new trend, that we stop letting wrestlers just come in there and just hold on for 3 rounds and win the fight because they held on to the guy for 3 rounds. And then the wrestlers want to say things like, well, if you want to get up, then learn how to get back to your feet. Work your way back to your feet. Bro, we're fighting. We're not having a hugging competition. We are fighting. You have to do damage and punch and try, attempt submissions, punch the other guy, ground and pound, something. You just can't grab a hold and squeeze for dear life and hold on to the other guy and say you want to fight that way. I hate that shit. So, I hate that shit, bro. I hate that shit so much. And I like grappling. My son wrestles. I used to do jujitsu back in the day. I say used to do, I still do. I just haven't competed or trained in it in a while. But I used to do jujitsu back in the day. I love grappling. I love grappling. I teach my oldest son, my son that wrestles doesn't want to do jujitsu. But I teach my oldest son jujitsu all the time. I love wrestling. I love grappling. But with a purpose. You can't just grab a hold of somebody and just hold on and say it's his job to get you off of him. To a certain extent, I agree. Sometimes I don't like when the ref stands the fight up because I feel like they're bailing out the other fighter sometimes. But in Jelton Almeida's case, he wasn't fighting, bro. He was holding on for dear life. He took Volkov down and just held on. He didn't attempt any submissions. He didn't do any ground and pound. He just held on. I want to say in the 3rd round, they showed the ground and pound strikes. Volkov has 31 off his back. Jelton Almeida has 0. 0. And he's on top position this whole time and had to land it 1 strike. He's not fighting. He's holding Volkov down until the fight is over. He's actively stalling out the fight so he can win. That's crazy, and I'm glad that they didn't let him win that fight. I'm glad that we've now have, hopefully this becomes a new trend where we stop letting wrestlers get into the octagon and just hold on to people for dear life. We have to make them fight. If you're gonna get them on the ground and pound them. It doesn't have to be devastating ground and pound. It don't have to be devastating. Just ground and pound. Hit them. It doesn't have to be chaining 1,000 submission attempts together. No, just try some, like just attempt a submission or two, ground and pound, advanced position, do something. You can't just lay there on top of the guy for 2-3 minutes and think that wins you a fist fight. You were literally in a fist fight and you were actively not fighting. So I'm glad that they did that with Volkov. I'm glad Volkov won. I feel bad for Volkov because now he has to wait pretty much a year until he'll get a title shot of his own, because they're not going to fight until January for the title again. Cyril Gahn may fight again after he wins during the summertime. Doubtful though. He may fight this time again next year, because you know how it is when these guys win the titles. They want to enjoy it for a while. They want to go around, hold the belt, show everybody they're the heavyweight champ, which is cool. I get it. But it's bad for Volkov because now he has to wait a long time to get his title shot that he just earned, which is crazy. I just don't like. I'm sorry, Tom. He immediately started protesting, saying he can't go. I can't see. I can't see. That's not what you say if you want to keep fighting. If you want the opportunity to keep fighting, you don't say I can't see the first 15 seconds. You wait the full 5 minutes, try to recover your vision. Then if you can't see, you say, damn, man, I still can't see. I have no problem with him trying to recover for 5 minutes and saying I can't see, because it's a heavyweight fight. He's fighting a big guy who hits hard. You want to be able to see your opponent for sure. So if he were to make an attempt, if he didn't say anything to the 5 minute mark, I wouldn't have said Tom quit. I would have said, nah, Tom. Even though the eye poke didn't look that bad. It's hard for us to gauge just based off of what we see on camera, how bad the eye poke really was. It seemed as if the eye he was holding didn't get poked. It got more like swiped across and his eye was closed, like Terrence McKinney said. So it's really hard to side with Tom on this one. He wants me to be mad at Cyril Gahn for the eye poke. Eye pokes happen as part of the sport, especially with these strikers, with these long strikers. Eye pokes happen as part of the sport, bro. So it's frustrating to say the least. It's frustrating to say the least. But overall, good night of fights. We had the first two were crazy. Jacqueline O'Mora getting beat like that by Mizuki was crazy. I was watching the fight, and by the second round, I was like, O'Mora's done. She's tired. She's done. And then watching Maxim and Mitch Raposo, crazy. Plus 350 my ass, right? Crazy. I love Mitch. I thought he was going to lose. I'm so happy he won. It gives him some confidence moving forward, and hopefully he can continue with that confidence, and get some more wins in the UFC and start just going up from here. I did think Delgado got robbed. I'm sorry, bro. People may not feel me on this, but I do think Delgado got robbed. It was so bad. Put it like this. After the fight was over, I didn't even stay in the room for the decision. I was so confident Delgado won. I came outside and smoked a cigarette, bro. Wasn't even thinking about it. I said, yeah, good fight. Delgado kicked his ass. That's what's up. I didn't find out he lost until the main card started. And I went to go check a parlay that I had him in, and it was gone. I said, whoa, what happened? Who lost in that parlay? And I checked and said, wait, what? Delgado lost? Yo, that's crazy. I thought he won the fight. So that was a little crazy, but overall, it was a really good night of fights. Tom and Cyril let us down in the main event, of course. You can't just blame Tom. Cyril did poke him in the eye. Cyril does have a lot of fouls on his resume, so you can't really blame Tom. But because if he had Cyril not poked him in the eye, we wouldn't even be here right now. So, but Tom could have made a better attempt to keep going. You can't just start screaming I can't see, make no attempts to, get through it, and then want everybody to not boo you after the fight. Bro, you're a heavyweight, and you're fighting for the baddest men on the planet. And they didn't look like a bad eye poke. I'm sorry, it didn't. The left eye looked like it was a really bad eye poke, knuckle deep in there, like he said. The problem is that eye was wide open, bro. That eye wasn't even kind of shut. Tom was busted up, bleeding. He had the beginning stages of a black eye. He was getting his ass kicked the first round, bro. Cyril Gahn have a mark on him. Sirgan didn't get touched that round, really. Maybe it's like some leg kicks or something, but he didn't get touched that round. So nothing clean, you know. So I don't know. It's frustrating, but it's what it is. So I just want to come talk to you guys about that real fast. I just had to get off my chest. I was gonna write a whole script with it and do a whole video about it, but I just wanted to talk to you guys like we're in the room together, just hanging out, bro. And yeah, it's just crazy, crazy night of fights, or day. I keep saying night, but crazy day of fights. And like I say, hopefully we can get them back in December. That would be nice, but I think they said it's gonna be January, so we'll see what happens, guys. Hopefully they give us like a super card in January to make up for it, because they said people were walking out of the arena right after they called the fight and said it couldn't keep that Tom couldn't keep fighting. People were leaving immediately. Everybody in the arena was pissed because we can all see on camera. We saw what happened. You can't tell me that oh, he was knuckle deep in his right eye when I'm watching on camera and it wasn't knuckle deep. You can't tell me that when the people who were there are calling it not an eye poke, but Lorisenko said sometimes the scraping ones are the worst because one got poked and one got scraped. But the eye that got poked, he had wide open. The eye that got scraped, he had closed. That's why she said that. She wouldn't have said that if that's not what she saw and it was happening. She's very good at what she does. DC is very good at what he does. John Anik is very good at what he does. These people have been doing this for a long time. They've seen plenty of eye pokes. I trust that she knows what she's talking about. That's all I gotta say. So hopefully you guys stuck around for my little rant. I appreciate it. Videos will be dropping tomorrow or sometime tomorrow. Probably I'll drop all my videos and stuff. So till next time, guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next week for a betting strategy video. Make this money.